That is a tough act to follow. Hello everyone, I am Charles Douglas-Osborn. That is a bit of a mouthful. Unfortunately, that's the only part of me that is a bit of a mouthful. But I do share my name with the king, which is very cool. I'm not royal in any respect of the word. The only thing I'm really a king of is Starbucks getting my name wrong. I've had everything from Giles to Miles to Chad. I basically sound like a 1990s boy band, but like kind of a posh one that never did very well, sort of like a Backstreet Boys of Buckinghamshire. But yeah, so I do actually really like Starbucks. I love going in there and finding out about the most ridiculous over-the-top orders. I did find out recently that I'm basically a average white girl's Lululemon's Starbucks order, which is to say that I'm tall, skinny, hot but not too hot, sweet but not too sweet, with a little bit of cinnamon and ginger on the top. Yeah, you might be able to tell from my accent. I'm a little confusing. I am originally British, but I moved over to America for 10 years, which means I'm really good at the conversion system. So if you need help converting from pounds to kilograms, or from kilograms to quarter pounders, I can do that. I've heard everyone here is really much more into Five Guys, so I'm really just trying to catch up. Some really bad puns in this, guys, so bear with me. We'll keep going. But the main reason I moved to the US was to find myself. And I thought the best way to do that would be to join a tech company. So I joined Google, which I thought would help with the search, or even the Google Maps would help me with that. But no, I didn't find myself at all, and I just ended up in the Google Cloud. It's a tech joke for those that are in the industry as an area too. But one of the reasons I joined Google was I wanted to make a difference, and Google's tagline was "Don't be evil," which I thought would be very cool. But I think one of my sort of like big hot takes is that I kind of think we're all a little bit psychopathic. Like on January 1st, everyone will suddenly start a diet, but on January 2nd, everyone will want to watch the Great British Bake Off. There's like a part of us that wants to be in pain and also to see other people in pain. In Germany, there's actually a word for this, Schadenfreude. In the UK, it's much shorter. It's called Brexit. And in America, it's the longest word, Donald Trump. Yeah, as a kid, I realized that maybe I was a little bit psychopathic. When I was playing on the lawn, I was only like 7 years old. One of my sisters, Erica, was only 5 years old. We were playing water pistols, but we weren't allowed to squirt each other. So the dark part of me realized that if I wasn't allowed to squirt her, what I could do is grab the water container and just throw it on top of her. And obviously she's completely drenched, started crying. That didn't help matters. I said to her, she started crying, and then she said to me like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and tell mommy on you." And at that point, the psychopath part of me like kicked in, grabbed the water container, threw it on myself, ran straight ahead of her, straight to my mum, stated that she'd done it to me, and my mum believes me. And my sister to this day is now a very famous child psychologist dealing with childhood trauma. So I like to take a little bit of credit for that. But don't worry, she has a very dry sense of humor about the situation. That's right, there's proper puns in here, guys, don't worry. But if you really want to be a psychopath and take advantage of it, I recommend becoming a CEO of your own company, which is what I did. I went to America, as I said, and decided to found my own company. It's really the best way to learn about yourself, to do something like that. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. Like, it's not as safe as you think it is. It's kind of slow on the way up, and on the way down you wonder where your wallet went. It was not a successful company. But yeah, as I was having my own company, I went to these things called pitch events. I don't know if you've seen Dragon's Den, but it was basically exactly like that, except all of the investors were white. I ended up actually, ironically, putting myself forward for a Diverse Founder Award, which in America is not the best idea as a straight white guy. Immediately called up the organizer and said, "Look, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm a white guy. This is not the place for me to be." And the guy, to his credit, was like, "Diversity means so many different things. Is there anything diverse about you?" And I was like, "I'm a redhead, but that doesn't really count." And he's like, "That's enough. Don't worry." And as I entered the auditorium and saw 150 of the most impressive founders that were all African American, I realized that I was very much the token white guy in the room. And the worst thing that a token white guy in the room can do in a competition like that is win, which I ended up doing, and which was the worst. And so in America, It's very much set the standard that a white guy can walk into a room of 150 hardworking black men and women and end up with all the money, which is terrible. That's what they call a trump card. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I think probably the most psychopathic thing that I've done is actually sign up for comedy school. I realized that it's not really that I enjoy making people laugh as much as I enjoy making people groan from a really bad pun. So I'm less of a sort of murderous sort of psychopath, more of a Hannibal jester. That's right. And really, the most thing I enjoy is a good punishment of standing in front of you guys. So thank you so much for your time, guys. I've been Charles. Enjoy your night.